All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start now. So welcome to our next Build a Better Book webinar. This is an introduction with Dan Patzelt, who is the creator and founder of Tactile Images, which is an iPhone app designed to create descriptive images or descriptive illustrations for the blind and visually impaired, and it also has multiple uses for other disabilities as well. Dan is currently located in Romania and has been working in the edtech field for many years, probably in more than 10 years, right? And also has a background in art and film, I believe. And has been working on developing this tactile images application for a while and working closely with machine learning and a lot of software designers to make it a really applicable tool. So Dan, if you want to just go ahead and give us an overview and show us what tactile images is all about.
Hi, I'm Dan. This is my son computer. That's why it's called Dan Patzelt, but I'm Dan. And I'm here to tell you how I encounter some problems and find a solution. And the thing that Gigi said, it's an app. I try to make it more and make it an e-learning platform and hope to be a new way blind children and blind people learn. Because if 200 years ago Braille offered independence from the person near that described everything and delivered text information, and Braille offered the independence so blind people can learn and acquire text information for as long as they want, whenever they want, and on the subject they wanted. We try to do this 200 years later with the spatial information, with the acquisition of spatial information, of shapes, proportion, and concepts. So yes, this is the moment. It's an app for everything, of course, but this was a joke. No, it's an iPhone for every blind, or a smartphone for every blind, because access to information, it's mediated, not immediate. So that's why now the modern technology, the assistive technology found in every smartphone, it's this mediator that allow independent for the student, for the blind user to learn whenever they want, what they want, and for how long they want. And I want to start with the one thing because I have this, I fight with this preconception with the teacher that we work with in Romania that said, oh no, another app that will replace the teacher. Or so what I try to explain to them is that a tool would never replace a human. You just need to use the tool right so you can get faster the results. Because your purpose as a teacher is to have better students and to have independent citizen, you know, to make them fully independent, and to, after they finish the school, to be to have a life of their own. And this is also the dream of a parent who wants to send the child to the school and come back and be independent and be able to get a job and to have a family and all those things. So what I try to explain to teacher is that you can make the children study 30%, and then you come and put 70% off, because you have this 70% off. You have the capacity, you're not a machine. You're the one who's building the curricula. You're the one who's just has to know to use the tool, so you can train the child, because you know the specific need of the child, because every child with special needs is special, and he needs adapted materials to his needs, and everything has to be personalized. And this is what we did. We did an e-learning platform, so not just an app, that allows the teacher to create personalized content for his children, for his, for her, his, I don't know, for them personalized needs. And that's why we just created, and I hope Gigi shared with you our library, our online library. We just made, I don't know, 800 drawings and 6 catalogs that are starting, that it's available for free, just so people understand what we're meaning, and to understand what we're, can I share the screen? So anybody see those catalog? I hope. Desktop, yeah, desktop. I don't see now the, so we created this catalog, which are self, I need to, but I'm sure you have the link, or if you don't have the link, I put the link here in the, so the one with the QR code are already in the app. The one without the QR code are not in the app. But these are just for the beginning. And we created this just to test it and to try to adapt. So your work should be easy, meaning that we build an urban landscape, vehicles, these are faces, this is electric, this is geography, and this is anatomy. Of course, if Google have 15 billion or 15,000 billion images, we have less, but it's a beginning, and you should have some material to start working with. And the thing is that I hope you understand what I'm trying to do, and I need you to share. I need to share with you my dreams, because there are few. And the first one is a mother should be able to easily create drawings, for tactile drawings for his blind child when she is reading, she's reading her books. Because I do this with my my child. I'll show him pictures and I'll show how this is the rocket, this is where he goes. So it's something that I dream to create. The second dream is to be able to make something for teacher to teach simultaneously in the class, because now the teacher has to go to every child in the and talk. And I assisted at this one kind of hour when it was 10 children in the classroom. And so the first one, the teacher go to the first one, and the second one, and the third one, and the fifth one. And the last children, the 10 children, was so bored that he starts crashing his head on the table, because he heard all the explanation 10 times before. and he didn't do nothing. I don't know, they were talking about animals and he heard about the foot, the tail, but he didn't have nothing in his, he couldn't not have that 30%. And the third one is that the third one, it's the one with homeschooling, because here in Romania, the schools, so this is my country, it's a like round shape, and the schools are on the margin, and in the middle there's no schools. And because the parents have to send the children to the boarding school, or have to relocate, or have to, I don't know, every sacrifice, the big sacrifice that the parents has to do and the children has to do, half of the Romanian children are not going to school or any form of education, half of the blind children. So we have like 3,000 blind children, and 1,500 they're not doing any kind of education form. And for blind children, there's no homeschooling. They have to be near the specialist. So these are my 3 dreams, if I can say it like that. I need to reach to that children that have no access to specialists and that cannot go to the specialist because, I don't know, they don't have money to do that, the parents won't let them, I don't know, various motives, but they have internet. And of course, we're working on having tablets and phones and stuff like that with the government. And the second one, it's in the classroom to get all the to get all the children at the same level simultaneously. So you, as a teacher, teach faster. I don't know how to say. You have a different progress because you, I don't know, teach 10 times faster because you can act like a normal classroom, like a typical classroom where you have a chalkboard and you show them. So this is like that, and then the teacher starts presenting and putting the other 70%. And of course, it's a hidden dream. I don't tell this public. It's the dream that blind children who have all the abilities, you know, like intellectual abilities, to be integrated in the typical school. Because here in Romania also was a problem, and now they're changing the law, but teachers don't know what to do with the children with special needs. Blind children who have intellectual capabilities are held in the boarding school with other children, and they're not developing, I don't know, social skills and integration skill and communication skill and stuff like that. So this is like our main 3 dreams. And to accomplish this, I have to show you what we developed. And I hope my introduction was not too long, but I needed you to understand the motivation behind it, because we made an effort, a huge effort. We're working on this project for effectively 7 years, and we're thinking about it for 10 years. And now we're in the stage where I can show you what we're doing. And what we're doing is how to hide. I don't know how to hide it. So what we're doing, it's a platform that allows a blind student to learn by himself and to get the information, the spatial information of objects that he could not touch. And in this example, it's a mole. You cannot it's a fly, because you cannot grasp a fly. You cannot learn how a fly looks like unless you have a 3D object. And these 3D objects, you cannot have it at your home because your parents cannot buy you 3,000 3D objects. And maybe they are in the boarding school, but maybe. So to effectively create, and with the less expensive cost, with the less expensive cost, I don't know how to say that, with the minimal cost, to create representation forms concept in the mind of a blind student, we use tactile graphics. And to offer independence in learning, we use this platform where teacher and parents create and personalize the content, and then send by email or by post, or I don't know, or don't send them at all because they're in the classroom. Use a smartphone that audio describes what it is under the children's and under the student's finger. So this is the platform where I invite you to log in and to sign up, because it's free, because this is our mission, to create a new habit, a new way of learning. And to make this, we strongly believe that we have to offer for free the resources, even if for the moment it's very difficult because it's impacting our development. But for started, you need to try that, and I'll ask you to sign in or log into. It's the same button, and I'll show you here how it's looking, the platform. So I'm an old computer. I'm an old computer with a small screen resolution, and this is the resolution that you get for iPad, and that's why it's looking like that. On a normal computer, not 12 years old, you will have the blue sidebar fixed on the screen. So on here you'll find the home, the image editor, which is the drawing tool, the dashboard where you have the images, your own images. And because I'm in the admin mode, I can see the user, and the Cliparts library, and the map. When I told you that we encounter a lot of problems in the museum, in the public life, and into the schools, and we try to address them, one or more problems that I encountered at the teacher is that they don't know how to draw. They don't know how to copy. They don't know how to draw a tactile graphics, and they don't use it, and they don't use tactile graphics because they don't know how to draw. And that's why we try to make as much as we can. And that's why this year we have budget for over 400 drawings. And we are going to the schools and asking every teacher, hey, you tell me 10 drawings that you need at your class, and I'll make it. And I'll try to summarize and make over 400 new drawings, because they said, I don't use them because I don't know how to use them. Yes, I have a historical class, and I don't use historical maps, because I don't have one. Or I don't know to use them because nobody taught me how to use tactile graphics, because the school have no tactile graphics on this subject. And yes, So I try to be as literal as I can and have no spatial representation or geography, or I don't know, a lot of, in fact, all the material, with the exception of, I don't know, literature or psychology, or I don't know, everything can have a representation, a graphic, I don't know, a chart, or that enhance the understanding and facilitate the understanding of the subject. And that's why we created an fixed proportional Cliparts editor. So you just build a library of objects you want, and then you just drag and drop, and they will auto adjust on the page. I will show you. And also we developed an vectorial drawing vector. You know what vector means? Like, I don't see you anymore. Meanings like that you can erase it and move it and align it, and it's nothing like paint. I seen teacher designing in paint, and I said, no, you cannot do that. It's like 40 or 60 years technology. You cannot work in paint. You have to have the freedom to design and adjust and do everything you want. And that's why we created a tool, the drawing tool, that addresses the needs. And I also invite you to give me feedback on these tools, because I need to improve them. But they're designed especially for teachers who create tactile graphics. So I have some tricks, some features inside that are designed especially. So another problem that I started addressing is the fact that teachers in my country said, oh no, we don't use tactile images because they're expensive. And yes, I know they're expensive, because here in Romania, it's like $5 one print, where the teacher's salary is like $400 or $500. So just to make an report, so it's like 100 of their salary. So they cannot, it's very hard for them to, if the school has no images, so they can produce home. So this is another problem that we're addressing, and we are promoting a new way of printing, which is glue and syringe, which is a handheld technique. I will show you in a moment. And now we're working on developing a special printer, which will be like, I don't know, $100 or something like that, that you can build it your own, and will be automatically print with this syringe and glue. This is just teasing. I have to pass through all the steps, but it's like teasing for you to stay with me for, I don't know, for another half an hour, I hope, because we try to address a lot of problems that I'm sure you encountered, because I don't know if all your children have PF or Braille printers at home, and I don't know if they can produce their own content, or the parents can produce their own content, and if they're expensive or cheap, I don't know, but maybe you encountered the same problem. So let's get to the platform, and I start showing you. I will start from the bottom up, because it will be easier for me. This is a map builder. I don't know if you see, this is a Czech map, which is Mappy. It's a Czech company that makes, I don't know where you are from, so I just pick Colorado. I hope I'm there. Yeah, Gigi, I'm here. Colorado State, this is the state. Yeah, it's Denver, Albuquerque.
Yeah, that looks good.
That's correct.
Okay, so this, it's a concept. You have you print on letter pages and you stick them together. So if you go zoom in, you will see, let's go to them. You will see they're starting to appear pages like split screen. And if you go like this, you will have an automatically made map, which is with Braille description. So you have this is a map made for Braille. So the level of the map are made with Braille, and this is why it has 3 levels. But this is a small map level. This is a medium level, and everything is automatically. You don't have to do anything. And this is a large one. So at the level of streets, and you have intersection and building, and you just have to put. Wait, I have to wait for it to load. You just have to, you know, this is a 2 sheets in large scale. So you have to. This is printed on. It's printed in European standard. It's in A4, but it's similar to letter. So now I will have 4 sheets downloaded, and I can stitch it together, and I have a map, which is, I think it's very good. I don't know. I'm waiting for your opinion, but I think it's very good from my start. And so what I need to do now is to just take a short screen capture, because I'm in a hurry and I don't want to export it and stuff like that. And I will import it in my dashboard and try to create a new map. And I will show you how fast it is to create a new map. A new an innovation that we bring to educational tools, QR code generator. Sorry, I have to open this. And soon it will be in the text of the platform, so we don't have to look at it outside. And I will tell you a little tricks about this QR code. Is that we create tactile drawings and piece of paper that you own. So they're not ours, because this QR should go to, Gigi, can you tell me again the Build a Better Book website?
Yeah, that's it.
Design gallery or something, or about, I don't know. So you can be as specific as you want, yeah, with this QR code. We are so specific that every drawing in our library has a page with description. So we put on our library 400 words of description on every drawing. Of course, they're in Romania, and now we're fighting to translate it into English and to Spanish, to Italian, to other languages. But the text, the documentation is there. You can use any Google Translate or Microsoft Translate tool to translate it in English, and just stitches there the misspelling. So I have a link, yes, which could be on my site or my website. I mean your website, sure. And you put it here, and it will auto-generate a QR code. This is a static QR code, which is only to this link, but there are also multi-language QR code that could go to Spanish, or no, I don't know, 6 languages. This QR code, I'm telling you this is because this QR code is not dependent on the app. It's independent, it's your own. So you can use it, and other people with Samsung phone or I don't know, any kind of QR code reader can go to your text. So this is very important. So tests, Colorado. It's important to be PNG because it's smaller. And then I'll go to the platform, Tactile Images platform. And I'll have to, because I'm a small screen, I will go to my screenshot. And I put here test Colorado. To say we are in, I think, more than minimal viable product. So we're not a finished product. We have a lot of bugs and improvement to make, but it's important for us, the community feedback. So our mission is to try to make it easier and comfortable for you. So you find value in what you're doing and to make your work easier. So we're open to any kind of feedback that you have, and we want your feedback because we want to improve our product and to be useful for all of the teacher, because it's not just Colorado. This app, maybe tomorrow, maybe I hope, it will be available in Spanish, Turkish, Russian, Italian, and German, I think. This is just the language we stop for now. So it's important to upload the QR code and to see that it's read it. So it's go to your website, yeah. And then you enter the platform, and you select the zone, the interest zone. So maybe this is my home, I don't know. This is the ice cream home. This is the park. And this is the metro. I don't know what is here. I'm just pointing something. This is I don't know, a mall. And this shape in this moment are rectangular because it was more expensive to build them polyline, so you can follow the shape. So for now, this is what we can afford. It's just this shape that you can change. Yeah, you can erase. You can add another one. So you define your shapes. Yes. This is predefined. The QR code is predefined. I'll tell you why. Because we use this as a help button or more info button, or I don't know. You can use it for anything, but we use it as an assistive space. So like a question mark on a text. So you defined your zone of interest, your zone of interest, and now you personalize them. You put any kind of text you want. So this is the school. Here is the barber shop. And the thing is that you can put as much text as you want here. It's not limited. So the child, if he finds some interest in the zone, he can read, I don't know, 10 minutes of your information if he wants, because it's not limited. So I can put anything here or here. Here is the help button. Oh, I didn't write it correctly. And I can put, I don't know, 10 times So this is where you personalize the text for your specific need of your child. You can use the same drawing, the same background for the whole classroom, but you can create personalized for the individual child. Or you can create just one and send them the sheet. But the thing is that you can create personalized experience. Here is the personalized experience center. I don't know, it's like, and I will stop adding some text. And when you stop adding some text, this is it. So it's finished. So you can print it and it will look like this. And the phone will know that you put, will recognize the page. This is a map. I started with a map because maps are very difficult to understand. So this is the hardest part. And what we did, it's taking the Braille out of map and adding as much description as you want from map, which is very useful. So I will download it and make a screen share, and I'll ask you to test the app after I finish to present the this module, because this module have this translation module. So now it's, but for days, it's like just in Romanian. This week, my programmers promised that will be in many more languages. But now it's just in Romanian, but you could translate in Spanish, in Italian, which will be perfect, because if you want to use an Italian drawing, you can translate it in English or in Spanish or in, I don't know, which language do you use? Because what we're trying to do is a collaborative tool. It's a free tool, it's a collaborative tool, and I hope everybody will start using it and creating content, and other people start using. It's like a snowball or something like that. I'm very proud to say that Turkey, the country near Romania, we're starting a partnership with them to use the platform and to translate it in Turkish, because they found it interesting, and they said, yes, this is a tool they need. And we're working with a university there and a company, and they said, yes, Dan, you just had to put here the Turkish language and then we're fine. And that's what we did. So here it's in the language you put here, it's assigned, it's automatically assigned by the phone language. So if the phone is in English, then it will read the translation in English. If it's in Spanish or Romanian or Turkish or Italian, it will read in the thing that the files that find it here, the text that find it here. If not, it will read in English. Okay, I will not translate it in Romanian, but believe me that you will be able to put in Spanish or Italian or German or what other language you want. I will try to do an automatically translate module, but that's another investment in the future. What I wanted to show you here is that if you made a mistake, you can go here at action. You cannot change the image, but you can change the text, the title, and change the shapes of the drawing. So you can adjust. Yeah, if you want to make them like that. So if you make a mistake and you put two shapes, I don't know, near or superimposed, which is a mistake. They should be, I don't know, a finger apart, you know, so the finger will not be in two zones in the same time, because it will be tricky for the app to identify which zone. So our app it's guessing where it is. So it's better to make the zone not stick together, but to be at a certain distance, so it'll be clear which zone is it. And you can then alter the text. So if you made, I don't know, a typo, mistake, this is the school from East Colorado, you can add. So everything it's online, everything is live. So if you made a mistake, you can go the next morning and said, oh, I made a mistake, and I get, and you can adjust the text. So I need to see. I need to see.
Dan, can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
So in addition to layering these descriptions onto maps or to drawing within the program, can you also import, like photos, or could you import an image that you had created elsewhere?
Yes, it should be PNG. So you can make a drawing, a PNG, a picture. You can make it self-described if you put it in the platform and add the QR code. So Naomi, I don't know, a teacher from other state, she just used her own tactile images. I don't see if I can. Yeah. So she used the tactile images. She printed the QR code and put the QR code here and stick it. And he used it on her own, I don't know, pet images, like plastic images or bas-relief or images he already owned. You just need to print a QR code, our QR code, the code in the platform. So you need to use this QR code, which is, no, this one, but you understand, which is the physical link between the page and the smartphone.
Great.
So the QR code is the link between this page and the platform.
And then all the work to kind of set this up is all happening on the computer, but you just use the smartphone app to read it. Is that right?
Yeah.
Like in terms of building these images, all of that takes place kind of in this backend platform part.
Yes.
Okay, great.
So this backend, it's for sighted people or for visually impaired people, teacher who can, I don't know, see what they're doing and what their selection, the picture and stuff like that. And the smartphone, it's I will tell you about the app. The app doesn't do anything. The app is just at this moment, it's just a camera app that you just have to point at the drawing. So you don't have button and you don't have no command. This is one of our problems because the blind person opened the app and doesn't know it's open. But we're working on this user experience. There is no audio triggering or is no nothing. But if I will show you the app further. So yes, this is the backend. So you can bring to life old paintings. So you just have to have in your classroom, 10 drawings, 10 old drawings, and you just stick some QR code on them and you send them, and you give them to your children to study simultaneously. This is what we're trying to do, study simultaneously. So they all get the 30% without your need, without your help. So you can go in detail, not the basic necessarily. So this is the map. This is the hardest thing, the complicated design, what we try to do it, I don't know, in like 5 minutes. If I weren't talking too much, it's a simple process, but it's taking 5 minutes to personalize. And the next step, it's so you can adapt existing material. You can go to our library and import materials. And now we are going to the editor, where you can create your own material. You can copy, you can draw, or you can use the fixed proportional clipart. This is another of our innovation that facilitate the creation of tactile representation for teachers who don't know how to draw. So this is an vectorial drawing tool, which is very easy to use because this is the vectorial. It's meaning that it's not fixed. It's like a layer drawing, and you can move it. If it's not good, you can move it with up and down movement. You can rotate it. I don't know. You can align it. And what we're trying to do is to move it in the middle. Is to change the thickness and the stroke dash, because we know how important are the stroke dash, and that's why we made this pathway with different strokes. So you can have 3 different pathways. I don't know if you need I don't know, 3 pathways. It's just easy to make it like this, and to make it, I don't know. So at touch, they're different. This tool is like for swell paper design, or we didn't test it on Braille printer. But what I have to assure you is that the QR code should be printed in black ink, because otherwise, if you print it on Braille, it will cut the paper, and also it will not be recognizable by the camera because it's white on white. So you can use the Braille printer, you can use your own materials, but make sure the QR code is black. It's printed, it's sticked on something, it's printed on another sheet, or it's just glue there, but it's a black and white contrast. So let me erase this because we didn't have too much money for the beginning. If it's not saving you, it doesn't have any cache. So if your browser is going down or dead or something like that, then you lose the work. So it's not like Photoshop or something like that. You can save directly to PNG and to SVG, because we need to. This SVG is vectorial, so you come back to it, but it's not like I don't know, like Photoshop precisely. But another thing that I wanted to show is this. So you draw any kind of shapes, and you fill them with pattern. So any kind of zones you want to define, like the lake, like the park, the forest, or I don't know, anything you want to you need to design. You can use this is a vectorial tool, so you can make, I don't know, the contour of, I don't know, a square, or not a square, park, and it's filled with the hash, I don't know how to say, the hashura, the filling that it's readable by the finger. And when I say it is readable by the finger, if you scale it, the pattern will not scale. So at print will be readable. So this pattern is readable indifferent of the shape. So this is one thing that you don't find in Photoshop is the thing that, or Illustrator, it keeps the shape, which is the shape that your finger can read. So it's very important to read the shapes. And here it comes the fixed proportional drawing tool, which I'm so happy to show it to you because it fixed some problems in one of our teacher, Romanian teacher, who said, "Oh, this is great. I can drag and drop." I said, yeah, you just have to drag and drop. You just have to build your own library. And this is a thing that we're working on, and I need your help. I need you to show me and to give me and to ask me to draw a small library of this fixed proportional clipart. So in this moment, we don't have too many. Oh, my computer is not working. We don't have too many. Come on. We don't have too many cliparts, but I will show you what fixed proportional cliparts mean. Meaning that you just drag and drop, and the reality, the proportion between the objects, it's self-constructing. Meaning that we build this app in having in mind a child of 125 centimeter, 1 meter and 25, yeah, 100 and no, 1 meter and 25 centimeter. So like a child. And if you're a mother and you want to create, come on, it should work. Yes, it's working. So if you're a mother, you want to create a reality for your child, then you should represent him and you should put him in the in all of the drawing, in all of the picture, because it's very important to have something to report to. That's why in most of our pictures, we put scales, the lateral or horizontal scales with dimension, or we put people. In the drawing, it's a, I don't know, 1 meter and 75 high person. But here in the Cliparts, you can enter and you can add new Cliparts. And this is our SVG, so our vectoral drawing. And as you can see here, there are a few, but it's working. It's like a bunny, it's like 30 centimeter high. The human, it's 1,200 millimeter, it's not centimeter, it's millimeter. And the camel, it's 2 meter and 130, and the car, it's 1 meter and 50. And so you can adjust. This is, if you want, let's make this child a little bigger. So I go here and I'll make him, I don't know, which age is 55? This is my wife. So this is the height of my wife. Okay. To be precise, it's 65. So I'll go here in this star. I need to hold it, and I'll go to animals, and of course, human are here. And this is the bunny, which is 30 centimeter high. And if I put a human here, then it will auto resize and I can compose the picture. And if I want to put a bigger animal, like a giraffe, which I don't know, it's like 5 meters, it will auto resize. And if I want to put a car here, which is smaller, and it's not correctly height. It should be, I don't know which height is this. Anyway, I deleted it. The thing is, it doesn't work. I don't know why. It works, but I don't know the proportion of the proportion of the car. I wrote it there. So if I put a camel here, it will be half of the size of the giraffe. So if you want to build at your classroom, you know, you have a theme. So you can create your own characters and put them here, and you can adjust and create your own stories. And it will be so easily, just drag and drop. You need to see the page more, you make it here. You need to modify the page. You have some proportion here. So it's like 70% of the page. You can put, I don't know, some QR code here. So you leave a space here for the QR code, and you also put some braille text. Here is the braille text in, I don't know, I just leave it like this. So here is I don't know what we're calling a drawing, a tactile drawing. And you go here and export as PNG or export as SVG. We exported as SVG because we needed to print, to get the information to print it, to go to the printer, which I will show you later. This is what we're working on. So this is I don't know, a drawing, and I export it as PNG. So this is the PNG, and I can easily go to my dashboard and edit and construct and add caption, audio caption on that animals. And I have an instructional educational material that I created, I don't know, in 10 minutes. Maybe it will take me 15 minutes to finish all the drawings. Another thing that I wanted to show you in the editor, it's something that I saw at our teacher, that were working very hard to copy and to try to show their children to copy drawings. And that's why we put this, come on, I need to go to my, where it is. What's happening, Zoom? So we made a special layer which is called background, and you go here, choose background, and you can download any picture, anything you want, and you can play with it. You can play with it if you want to adjust the height. So if you make like this, it will auto scale, so you cannot deform the picture. You see, it's auto scaling, but for my demonstration, is not okay. It's so big. So anyway, I click outside. If I want to go back and play with the transparency, with the opacity, I can go and I click outside and I go back. Or if I need to, I don't know, go higher, because I need to see what I'm working on. And then I go like this. And I will start using the freeform tool or any other kind of tools that I need to copy. I need to copy the shape of something. And what I forgot to tell you is that this tool is not made exclusively for the visually impaired, for the completely blind, because you have this selection tool where you can add color, linear gradient, or I don't know, you can choose whatever you want, solid color. and you can play with the line. You can change the line of the color. So I need that some teacher need contrast or need to hey, pick a color. And let's hide the, so it's working and it's easily to use for the completely blind and for visually impaired. And when I export this, let's copy this. Let's put it in Braille. Try out the tactile alphabet. So this could be a representation of the board outside the, I don't know, outside on the hallway. So when I choose the background, it will not export the background. Then will be easily to copy, like the on the window, or I don't know how to, a light box. I don't know how you call this technique of copying things.
Dan, I'm
Yes?
wondering, because we're getting close to the
Closer?
time when we were unfortunately supposed to conclude the webinar, I wonder if we could allow some time for some of the attendees if they have questions or specific things they might want to be curious about the app or have any questions.
Yes, I'm here. I'm in the background. I put some pictures with the printer. I didn't talk about. So I'm here to open I'm here to ask any question.
I personally love the auto scaling of the different images, because one of the things that we have had happen a lot with a lot of the student groups is, that's something they often, forget about or fail to take into consideration when they're creating a book. And then when they get, whether it's, whether they've done it as tactile images or created 3D printed models, they find things don't make sense because their dog dwarfs the size of their person, and things are just really out of scale. So having that be an automated feature is really really exciting.
Dan,
Dan,
is there any chance you have that little video clip from Naomi that you could play? Just that short one.
I don't have. I have on the Twitter account on this.
Maybe we could send it around to people after.
Yes, I don't have it. I don't have the Twitter account on this computer, and I forgot the password. I will send it.
Yeah, because it just shows you, what a student actually putting their finger on the picture and holding it there for a second in one of the blue zones. And then, the computer speaks, and it just shows it really clearly how easy it is for a student, because they don't have to hold the phone very well. It doesn't have to be perfectly centered or anything. It's just, if the finger's in the zone, it captures it and repeats back the information.
So I have to tell you about how the apps work, and I'll be very specific. So the app, you have to hold the phone at reasonable distance, reasonable being like that. So it doesn't have to be 1 meter or something. You have to be reasonable pictures, reasonable distance. So the camera can see parts of the drawing and parts in your hand. So you just have to follow your hand with the phone. You just have to follow your phone. And so the camera is searching permanently the finger, the index finger. And when you reach to a zone where you have interest, you just stay there for 3 seconds. So you go like that, and it's towards my face. So if I go on my face and I say, oh, this is my mouth, and I stay there for 3 seconds, and the phone will make beep, 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 beep. This is the ongoing process of explaining the project. And so you'll explain the caption, the audio caption that you wrote it in the platform. And another trick is, so the app, it's made to be explored, the drawings are made to be explored with, let me see if I have one. I have one. So the drawings should be explored with two hands. Yeah. So you get the contents. And when you find a zone, you just pick the phone and the zone will be identified and explained to you. And then if it has a long description, you just need to put the phone in the other zone or in the other zone, to put the phone out. And the phone will speak to you 10 seconds because, or 10 minutes, because the phone actually is searching for finger movement. And if you accidentally move the phone or move your finger or move the page or move something, it may interrupt. So if you want to listen to some long description, you just point the phone out. And then you maybe put it on the table and then continue exploring. And you continue exploring and you found a different zone and said, oh, okay, I need to listen to this. And you put the phone down and you listen to that and you continue exploring. And if you don't have a stand, if you have a stand, which is a gooseneck or any kind of $3 stand, you suspend the phone over it when you have, yeah, I don't know, like to read a book. So like our catalog, which is like so thick, you put the catalog down, you put the, I have a stand here, I maybe show it, but later. And you put the stand and then you explore with two hands and you're free to explore for how long you want. Now we are in the alpha stage with the app, and the app doesn't know which one it's the, like the mouse pointer. So the left or the right. So when you want to explore with two hands and you want to learn something, you have to do this gesture. You have to extract the other hand because the app doesn't know which is right and left. So you just have to make a gesture. It's a learning curve. It's a new process. It's difficult. But after you get acquainted with it, today I had the honor to send a book of mine to a blind person who saw in his life 8 tactile images. And I sent it to him and I stayed with him on Zoom, you know, assisting him because everything was new to him and stuff like that. And he actually saw with me 20 new drawings. So I triple, you know, the percentage of drawings he saw in his life. And then I said, okay, I'm tired now because it's everything is new. I'm tired now, but tomorrow I'll get back. And in 2 days, I don't know, 10 times more the knowledge he had in the school with this, because I just sent him a book. So he understands the process. He know how to recognize the page. For the first time, the app, the camera, the app, the smartphone needs to see the left corner with the QR code, which is the upper left of every page. And you'll see some pages are on portrait and we put it like that. So the QR code is in the lower down. So it's just a new process and you have to try for yourself and try to see if it's working. And I'm curious if you have an iPhone with you, so we can try to see if it's working, what we created right now. So let's see if I can share my, if I can make it a full screen. How to enter full screen. So can you point the phone at the screen and see if it's working? I hope it's working. Please make sure that you have your
Imagining Carcuta Asta in Romana.
it's my phone. It's in Romanian. Wait, My phone is in Romania. So just, I didn't understand anything. I just have to put it in, I don't know. So make sure there is not silent. The volume is up, and you should point it at the at the screen, and it should tell you test Colorado. I don't know what test should I put it. So you have to see the QR code and part of the image, and it should
Image loaded test Colorado 2.
And on your phone, it should start, you should see the augmented reality that we made, because this is the innovation. We're using augmented reality to make any piece of paper talk to you. We make interactive augmented reality because the piece of paper reacts to in fact, the phone reacts to the gesture and tells you what it is under your finger. And my lighting is not very good. It's very backlighting, but I hope yours will be better. And I'm touching the screen now, and let's see.
These pages are meant to be touched. Each page of the book.
It's a long text.
These pages are meant to be touched. Each page of the book displayed includes a tactile letter of the alphabet in English in the upper left corner, the letter in Braille in the upper right corner.
So this is the text that I copied from your site. And if you want to play with this page, I will send it to you in share screen, in chat. You can download it and see it's working. How do I do that? I'll go to more chat, and I don't know if I can add file here. You can add files in Zoom? I don't know that.
We could perhaps send it out in a follow-up to participants.
Yeah, so
along with the link to the video.
Yes, we've made a lot of explanatory video on our channel, meaning like 130 or more or something like that. So you'll find a lot of explanatory. But the thing is that you have to try it, and you have to be indulgent, because it's something just starting. So we're not like seeing AI from Microsoft. We're not comparing with them. But if you tell us what we could improve, we will go in that direction. And we will try to make it as useful and easy to use. And please try the platform. Please go inside, use any QR code you want. You can personalize the QR code. You can put colors in your QR code. I don't know. You can personalize everything, because until 2019 there was no how to say, we haven't had any competition, which was bad for us, because person speaking said, okay, who is your competition? And I said, nobody's doing what we're trying to do, what we're trying to build. I said, oh, that's a bad sign, meaning that there's no interest if anybody did it before. And in 2009, some India it's also developing this kind of education, has the same interest in education of visually impaired, because they also have a lot of visually impaired. And they need to find tools, inexpensive tools, to teach their children. And they also build something, talking books, something like that. I will share the links with you to see where they are. They are where we've been in 2013, meaning with the technology. And they selling this kind of books. And these are self-describing books. So when you open, I don't know, this the phone will start to make like a mouse or something like that. And these are the self-describing book, which of course we can do that. But the thing is that the only commercial thing they consider is to sell these books, which we don't believe in. We believe in creating you, adjusting and personalizing your content. So, Gigi, if you think that I explain enough, or I'm here to open any question, and I'm here also open to personal session if you want to say it like that, because I believe that it's we're at the beginning. It's a lot of tweak and a lot of workaround and a lot of stuff to do, but it's a work in progress. The beauty is that it's already working, so it's not just an idea. So my hard work of selling, like the 10 years hard work of selling ideas and dreams, now it's an easy one. I can make a webinar and you can play with it at your home. So
well, and I think one thing that seems really exciting, I think for us, is for a lot of us working with youth who are interested in making things and creating and participating in the project, but during this time of remote learning, we've been really limited in what can we have them work on. But something like this could be a really fun workshop, I think, where they're, you know, where we could use a number of digital tools along with your platform, and they could really make something meaningful and useful.
So 10 years, when I go to my teachers, my Romanian teachers, and said, hey, we're gonna, I dream of this, and I need you to help me to build to. I said, we don't need that. I said, why? Children who want to learn come to us. And so here we are. It was not the same words, but it's the same attitude. And I said, oh, okay, well, what about the rest of the child who don't afford to come to you? I said, okay, this is their parents' job. But now, when they're home and all their children are outside and elsewhere and they're not with them, said, oh, Dan, how can we do that? How can we? Because on Zoom, you cannot teach a parent to draw with a syringe and glue. You cannot, the syringe and glue, it's a very easy process. You get a syringe, you fill it with glue, and you use a needle, and you write like a pen with, so this is like a map that my wife did it with syringe and glue. And it's like, for her first time drawing it, you see, I don't know, in a picture, and it's flexible. It has 2 years, and it's flexible, washable, and it costs 10 pennies or something like that, because the glue, it's very inexpensive, and you get accustomed with it, and you get better dexterity. And as a parent, you can create, I don't know, in 5 minutes, you can create something like that, which is, so I meet with parents that created 3,000 pictures for their children just to be in their typical school. So the parent illustrated everything in the book. So the child could be in the typical school and have friends and, pulling him up and making him a member of society. And of course, you need to draw thousands, tens of thousands of these drawings. And at €5 a piece or the dollar, this is unacceptable. And this is one reason why there is not so much usage of tactile. And this is why I encourage you to teach your parents, and you have to experiment yourself. Just get a syringe, fill it, and the beauty of this syringe and glue technique is that it's a PVA glue. So it's not PVA glue, it's the wooden glue. So you find it's very inexpensive. It's
Elmer's glue.
yeah, it's in brick and mortar shops, or I don't know. It's just PVA glue. It's washable, it's diluatable, so you can make it thinner or thicker. And a beauty is that you can make something like that. You can fill it with glue. You just put some drops here and you fill it with glue, and you put cinnamon or sand or peas, I don't know how to say, and you let it dry, or you put it in the oven. You put it in the oven for like 40 degrees, the oven, so it's not, you don't bake the small peas. And you have texture. So you can have an inexpensive texture page. And when I mean it's inexpensive, it's less than $1. And for mother and parents who likes to do it yourself stuff, they can make this for, I don't know, for the community. And when I'm saying this, we're doing this with our children. Gigi, you should interrupt me because I have so much to tell. I don't know when I will stop.
Yeah, I think we're just coming up. We probably should wrap up now because I think we're about almost a half hour over from what we were planning on.
Thank you very much for being. I just need to close with this technique because this is one of our beliefs. We need people start using tactile images and not stopping in the financial barrier, because there is no financial barrier. You just need to find a way to you have my screen share?
Yeah, no, I took you off screen share, but
can you put me back?
Oh, I think, let's see.
Can you see the video?
Actually, I think I accidentally shared my screen. Let me unshare.
It's
I think you may have to reshare from your side, Dan.
Okay. Now it's okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're doing is we're going to art schools, so sighted people, and we're telling, hey, these kids need your work and need your hand skills to have different pictures. And we play with them. I don't know if you can hear the music, and we play with them and teach them how to draw with syringe and glue. And it's material that it will go to the library of the visually impaired school, and maybe it's not perfect because it's the first time users, but you should see that you should try for yourself. So even if it's hard for the first time, the third, fourth time, it will be easy. And it can be an interaction and play between the typical school and the visually impaired school. And this is what we're doing here. We're playing with this school and say, hey, you have in your city these children who needs this. Can you make them drawings? And they said, no, we didn't know. Oh, come on, you stay 40 years on the same street. Just make these kids some drawings. And now they're starting creating drawings, tactile drawings, designing and embossing them and stuff like that.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Dan, for sharing all of that. There's so much to go and explore afterwards.
Yeah.
So I will include all of the links that you put in the chat. If you have anything else you want me to include, I will send that out to everyone who participated as well. You can just send me an email, or if you want to send that map to me, I can include all of that so people.
Yes, I will send some the link to the YouTube channel, and I will ask to, I don't know, sign into our Facebook page or stuff like that. Because if you want to keep updated with the development of the app and the platform, if you're not satisfied in this moment, because all the cumbersome process and stuff like that, make sure that we're trying to improve it, because this is our mission. We're trying to make this app work as intuitive and easy for the blind to use it, and also for the teacher to create the content. Because we've fighting these two things. Accessibility should be accessible, financially accessible, and accessibility should be easily to produce, because now it's expensive and hard and nobody's doing it, and everybody who's trying to work with it, and it's a difficult progress. And another teacher that we work with who's doing tactile books here in Romania said, hey, I worked 3 months on this book. And I said, okay, that's beautiful. How many books do you have? 1. Because the effort to build it was so hard, she quit after just 1. So this is what we're trying, and this is why I'm honored that you spend your time with me and with my idea and my dreams. And I hope you enjoyed the work that we did, because we put a lot of effort. I don't know how to say it's the good.
Yeah.
I think we're all excited to try out the app and try to engage some of the students in the project in trying to make some products with the app. So we'll certainly share with you if we have some students create.
Yeah, you just have to use it yourself. Just have to use it yourself for the first time, so you have more time to explain how it's working. And then, because I do that, I do Zoom meetings with the blind and say, hey, you're not holding it right, or you're not pointing to the finger, you're just pointing to outside, and you just need, so just a small adjustment. It depends on the camera, the wide angle of the camera, just small things. But I think it's just small things that will overcome. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
For being interested in tactile images.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. The same.